I was sitting there and I was having a nice little snooze, and he asked whether you all were ready, but he never asked whether I was ready. So, Evan, are you ready? Could have done that. Yeah. The lesson today is taken from a piece of scripture found in Matthew 16 and 18. And I tell you that you are Peter, and on this rock I will build my church, and the gates of Hades or hell will not overcome it. At the end of the Sermon on the Mount, Jesus said to his disciples, anyone who hears and does what I have spoken about is likened unto a person who has built his house upon a rock. And when the storms came and the floods came, the house prevailed. Your house is your consciousness. Your consciousness is made up of all the beliefs that you hold to be true. And whatever you hold to be true will play out in your life. Jesus' reference to the rock means a hard place, a group of principles that you rest your entire being on. Without principle, without a foundation, without a background, we are just blowing in the wind like leaves falling from a tree, waiting for something else, either to stop us or to move us. But when your life is built on a foundation, it doesn't matter what is occurring in your life. You can always come back to that strong place in consciousness, to that central belief that has brought you here and will take you wherever you want to go. When God called Moses to get out of bondage, Moses didn't know how he could do this. But God said to Moses, when Moses asked, who should I say send me? God said, I am that I am. I am that I am is the Christ or the creative element that is God in us. So when we establish our life on the principle that there is only one presence, only one power operating in my life, wherever I go with that, and I know that to be my truth. And not even the gates of hell can destroy me, because my consciousness is built on the rock. You know, many people hear this statement, thou art Peter, and thought that Jesus might be saying Peter was the rock. Peter represents faith. When your house is built on a product of faith that stands firm, nothing can move you. In sickness, in lack, in limitation, you know that wherever you are, God is. And God is my source, God is my supply. And then you could stand up like the psalmist and says, the Lord shepherds me, and I know no lack. I know no fear. You could do like a Jesus of Nazareth. My Father in heaven, whole is your nature. Thy kingdom, which is in heaven, I want to experience it on earth. You could stand up knowing that that principle that you stand on is eternal, it's immeasurable, and it's all that there is. Getting your life in order means to establish that creative part of you as the beginning and the end of everything you are and everything you must be. I am that I am. I will be what I declare myself to be. It is the will of God in me that drives me forth. And I know that because God is driving me forth, I can know no defeat. I can know only what is of God, which is absolute abundance, fulfillment of all good things. This is building your house on the rock. Building your house on the rock. Building your consciousness on the knowing. Not just knowledge. Knowledge is information. But the knowing, because I have tested it, I have proven it, that through the storms in my life, I am still here to say, God is my rock, and I shall not be moved. That every day I walk in life, I can prove God by standing firm and knowing no more than I knew yesterday about God, because all I know about God is God is my all in all. And wherever I am, God is. Just think about it for a moment. Why are you afraid? Why do you get worried? Why do you get anxious when you know that you know? Sometimes you think you know. But this is not about thinking you know. This is knowing that you know that all is well. When you know that wherever you are, all is well, well, there's no shifting. You know, some of us operate on maybe, let's try it and we'll see. No. When you know that your life rests on a simple principle. There's none other than my all in all. I am satisfied. Have you ever arrived there? Do you know that all the experiences that you have in life come out of that simple belief that you hold to be true? If you believe in failure, guess what? Guess what? If you believe in half measure, guess what? If you believe in 3/4 full, guess what? Guess what? You get whatever lie you make up in your mind about God and yourself, that's what you will experience. You cannot experience more of yourself. Did you know that? And yourself is the belief that you hold true about yourself and about God. The word Jehovah actually means God. It also means I am that I am. Jehovah God is that presence in all of us. That in the New Testament, in the Gospel, and in some of God, in Paul's communications with the churches that he had visited, is Christ. Sometimes we mistake Christ for Jesus. Paul says, let the mind that was in Christ Jesus be in you. Jesus said, the things that I do, you too can do. Follow me. If we couldn't appreciate ourselves as Jesus appreciated himself as having the Christ, then how could we do the things that he did? It's so plain and simple. You know, we worship Jesus and we forget that there is a God that is the substance of all things, that Jesus called his Father. So when he said, let's pray our Father, he's saying to each one of us, you got to go to your Father directly. Don't come through me. Go to God. Because wherever you are, God is there. Let that principle stand out. Hear, O Israel, the Lord thy God is one. Love the Lord thy God with all thy heart, with all thy mind, with all thy strength. This is what we need to build on, that wherever we are, God is our all in all. That Jesus was a channel that could get us to come to God. But our belief must be centered on God. If your belief is not centered on God, you're not built on the rock. I am before Abraham was. God in me was before I am. Evan. The I am in me is before the Evan that has become me, and will remain long after the me called Evan has disappeared. Because God is eternal, and so is that I am in every one of us. And Paul says, I have been crucified with Christ, and it is no longer I who live, but Christ lives in me. Isn't that wonderful? To crucify is to give up everything that keeps you attached to the earth, so you could free yourself and lift yourself above the mundane that keeps us trapped on the planet Earth, believing that the things of the earth will bring us satisfaction. Nothing that is physical could bring us satisfaction. Satisfaction could only come when we allow the Christ in us to fully manifest itself as love and peace and joy and happiness and the abundance of all good things. When Paul says, I can do everything through Christ that strengthens me, he's saying, the I am in me is what strengthens me. When I know who I am, I could go forth without fear. You could condemn me and persecute me, but I come in the name of God, which is absolute goodness, perfection, wholeness, and completeness. Wherever you see me, I bring that part of me out before me, and I could stand, not being afraid. When your life is planted on the rock, nothing can move it. Meaning nothing on the outside can move it. When you are strong in the Lord and in the power of its might, you become so creative that you don't see problems, you only see solutions. So every moment becomes an opportunity for you to rise above the earth and whatever the earth throws at you, that you could overcome. I can do all things through Christ that strengthens me. This is building on the rock. Building on that surety that God will provide. God is my shepherd, and my shepherd will always provide me with what I have need of, even before I know that I have the need. Because God is all there is. Just think about it. The next step that you make in your life, God is there waiting on you. Therefore, all that you have need of in that particular step is already waiting for you. Can you live that way? That is living without worry and doubt. You just have to step out in faith and go. Hello now. That's how simple this thing is. It sounds simple to you, but you got to practice it. You got to use it in your life. Because I discovered something. Anytime you make up your mind finally to walk this path and establish God as your source and strength, guess what? A storm comes. A storm comes for you to prove that you are on the rock. Hello now. And our first reaction is to go back. Go back from whence we came and try to run and seek cover instead of standing firm and saying to you, I bless you. You are part of me. And because I mean no harm to you, you can do me no harm. Isn't that wonderful? You think you'll ever get there? Huh? I am trying. I am trying. Every day of my life, I am presented with something. And I have to tell myself, I am the way. I am the truth. I am the life. In other words, what I hold to be true will work itself out through me. You know, isn't that something else? You're standing with a group of people and they're happy. The same things that are making them happy, making you sad. The same person that everybody loves and loves to be around, you can't get along with. Isn't that interesting? But when you plant your mind, your consciousness on a belief that says, wherever I am, God is, and God represents to me absolute good, then everybody who comes to me must be what? Absolute. Try it, you might like it. Because you are all there is in your life. Hello now. Whatever you declare it to be, it is. Not it will be, it is. If you say it's horrible, guess what? It's horrible. I see the same thing and I'm saying, I love it, it's beautiful. Some people approach a rose bush and only see the thorns. I see the beauty because I am only looking for what? Whatever you're looking for, guess what? You'll find. If you're looking for thorns, you know, a lot of people look to assess what's wrong, and they only find what? What's wrong. If you can place your life on what's good and do what? Look for the good, guess what happens? The same thing will happen. That yea, though I walk through the valley of the shadow of death, guess what? I am not afraid because I only see in what? Life. Hello now. The same power that is in the lion is in me, right? Hello now. So the same power that is in the storm, I can say to the storm what? Stand still. The storm is a metaphor, right? Don't go when the tornado come and stand up and say, I say to you, tornado, stand up. And you'll find yourself either standing, sitting, or sleeping somewhere else. It's a metaphor. that the mental troubles that come your way, the seeming mental afflictions that come your way, guess what? You have power over them. Not over other people's problems that you could put your hand in their forehead and say, healed. No, you have it over your own life. Hello now? Yes. Taking command of your life is to declare to yourself, I am the bread of life. I can fill myself with all that I have need of. So I don't beg and depend on others, because what? I am the substance of life. The bread of life means the substance of life. All of life's ideas are already in me. And all I need to do is what? Use them to find the substance that I need in my physical life. Haven't you ended up someplace where it appears that nothing exists to fill your need? Hello now. And guess what? When you close your eyes and say grace before the meal you're about to eat, guess what? When you open your eyes, guess what? The meal is there. How many times you've left home without money? Huh? Well, I'm not talking, you all are rich. I'm talking about me. You know what I mean? How many times you feel you don't have, and by the end of the day, you go into a pants or a purse that you haven't used for months, and all the money that you have need of is there. You understand what I'm saying? Wherever I am, if you keep reminding yourself, there are no problems to be solved, there are solutions to become aware of. Take the word problem out of your mind. Take the word problem out of your mind and hold the word solution in your mind. There's some words that we have been practicing since we were little children. They're no longer necessary in our lives. Words like hard and difficult. These words don't exist. If I am the light of the world, then there's no darkness, so I don't use the word darkness anymore. It does not exist for me. I need to start praising the God in me. All right? I am the door. That means everything that comes through me comes through the Christ in me. Christ in me is the door that opens up the universe to me. The universe will not open up itself to me unless the Christ in me opens the universe to me. Why can't you get that? This has nothing to do with how educated you are. This has to do with coming to know who you are. I am the Christ, the begotten Son of God. I am that I am. I am the creator. The first part of the verb to be is to I am. The first part is I am. And if I am is the first part of the creative aspect of my being, I can create happiness in my life. I am the door through which happiness flows. I am that I am. This is what Jesus is teaching us, to go back to that statement that God made to Moses. I am that I am. That's my name. That's my nature. I can be who I intend myself to be. I just have to believe that I can be it and become it. This is all it is. All these statements Jesus made about I am does not refer to Jesus the man, but to the Christ in Jesus the man. When you get that the same Christ that was in Jesus is in you, you get it. God is seeking to work through you, but you have to understand that Christ in me is the hope of glory. When you come to realize that, things will change. When Jesus said to Martha and Mary, I am the resurrection, I am the life. Jesus could say that because he's planted his consciousness on that one eternal foundation on God. I am the resurrection. That means I can lift myself up from any situation at any time and live, because I am life itself. Isn't that wonderful to know? Why are you still complaining? Huh? Why do you complain? Why do you condemn yourself so much when you have within you the greatest power in the universe, the power to resurrect? Think about it. Yea, though I walk through the valley of the shadow of death, because I am not afraid, I would live. I know that my Redeemer lives. I know that. God in me is all that I need to know. I just have to believe that wherever I am, there is one presence, one power, one source, one supply, one life, one. And I am in that one. I don't live outside of that one. That one does not need to come to me. I live and move and have my being in that one, in that life. Whatever that life is, I am as a potential to be. I can be all things if I rest my consciousness on that single principle. God is everywhere present, in me, through me, outside of me. Wherever I go, wherever I am, there is only one. And that one is in me, I am. Isn't that wonderful? Yes. Isn't that so good to know? Yes. Hello. I am the good shepherd. Wow. When I rest my consciousness knowing that the shepherd in me would lead me, I stop acting like a wild goat and just surrender to my shepherd. Hello now. You know, Jesus said it this way. All we like sheep have gone astray. We have gone everyone according to our own way. It's time we come back. And coming back to yourself. You're coming back to who you really are. When God created each one of us, God put itself in us, allowing us to become what? Living beings, beings that are creative mentally. You didn't get from an egg to a fetus to a little baby just by that. You had to create that path from within you. You didn't get up one day and started to walk. Not knowing you could walk, you did everything to make yourself walk. Now that is creativity. And you have been created from since. That single sperm that left your father and traveled all the way to find life. You've been creative. Everything about you have shown that you are creative. Why are you stuck with these external seeming problems that cause your little mouse that gets you so scared and make you want to run? Little things, petty little stings that stop you from wanting to live. Hold on now. There was a movie I saw long ago. It was called it's Betty Davis, I Want to Live. That was a line. And that line has been my affirming statement from since I can't tell you what year. But it's a long time ago I saw that movie. And every time I am in a situation, I tell myself, I want to live. That means I want to express myself more. No matter what's going on in your life, you have to affirm constantly, I have life. Let me live it. Stop complaining about how whatever it is and start realizing life is the hope of being. Think about it. None of us know what we could be, but by true faith and hope, we can become if we allow ourselves to be creative and drop all the other stuff that is human and allow Spirit to guide us, because we are the way forward. I am is the way forward in us. In us. Don't set up an appointment with me to come and ask me how to guide you forward. No, you go to your Father in heaven. Go to your Father in heaven. I go to my Father in heaven. That's what Jesus said. I go within to that inner part of me, to that I am presence, which is Christ. Christ has the answer. Why am I coming to heaven? From now on, I'm charging $1,000 a visit. And if you go to God, it's free. Make up your mind. That's what I'm saying. God has the answer for you. Don't believe that any human being has the answer. Every human being is so complex and so troubled. Every human being is going through the same thing that you are going through. And it's only when you catch yourself and stop relying on human beings for help, you get it. God is my help in every need. Hello now. So who do I go to? I go to God. Sometimes I just take my bike and go off for hours, man. And in that ride, I go to God constantly. Sometimes I'm driving and I go to God. Sometimes I sit in the office there and people feel I ain't doing anything. What is he doing in there? Why is he there? Because I could be here. That's why I'm there. So I could be here in this moment, enriched, knowing who I am. Jesus used to have to take some time apart to go to his Father, to go back to that rock on which he had built his life from since he was 12 years, trying to figure out who I am. And when Peter said, "Thou art the Christ, the Son of God," he said to Peter, "Upon this knowledge I will build my consciousness, and the gates of hell cannot stop me, because I am built on the rock." Hello now. I don't build my life on any human being. They come and go through my life like water flowing through a tap, never to return. Don't see them again. You know that if you open a tap, and that water flows down the drain, you could never see that water again. Did you know that? Well, you could do that with people. Let them flow through and let them go on the way. And don't build them up as your support system. God is your only support system. When you have a doubt, you go to God. When you are fearful, you go to God. God is my only what? Source and my only supply. No. Think about it, how simple it sounds. Just do it. Just do it. And you don't have to prepare to do it. A lot of us, we have a mental calendar. Doctor on Tuesday, Solomon Gandhi. You remember that? We like Solomon Gandhi. Monday we do this, Tuesday do. No, right now is the only time that you have. Right now is your day of satisfaction. This is your day of fulfillment right now. This moment right now. Just go to your source and sit down on the rock and know that nothing can move you. I will not be moved. Say with me, I could never be removed. Because I am grounded on my rock. Hello now. You good? You like that? Before, when I came to do this service this morning, my back had a little trouble. And the only thing that exists in me right now is God. I have no back, so it can't trouble me. If you take your focus off what's bothering you and put your focus on the solution comes. Ignore, and put your mind on God. Just remember, I love this statement so much, man. I repeat this statement over and over, whether it's in service or in my own personal journey. Yea, though, say with me, yea, though I walk through the valley of seeming death, I am not afraid. For my shepherd, my father, my source, my supply, my refuge, my protector is with me. My rod and my staff, they comfort me. You get this? Wherever you are, in any area of your life, relationally, financially, physically, emotionally, wherever you are in life, take this principle with you. Wherever I am, wherever I am, wherever I am, and I am always what? Give me the word. Satisfied. I am always satisfied. Satisfaction means fulfilled. I lack nothing else. Wherever I am, I have no lack. No lack in my life. Can you stand up and really say that and mean that? And don't look back. Just stand up and walk it. Walk through like Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego. Walk through the fire. Fire has no power over you. Don't try it physically. We're talking in consciousness now. Hello now. Like Daniel in the lion's den. He didn't focus on the lion. And if what you don't focus on, it does not become a problem for you. Stop focusing on the things that appear to you out of the old consciousness. Only focus on that which is appearing to you through the new consciousness. God is all that there is. You know, I've been practicing New Thought for about 40 years. And I found out that if I had lived the other kind of life I was living, I would never have known the amount of things that were available for me to experience, for me to testify. That if you plant your consciousness on the truth, no matter what comes to you, you will always overcome. Because the power to overcome is not outside of you, it's within you. And every day you have to wake up and go back within you. Because sometimes when the troubles come, do you get caught up in the troubles? Have you ever gotten caught up in the troubles? And you got to remember quickly, no. You got to go inside, because the inside of me, and I'm not telling you to get an operation to go find the inside. It's a belief system that the Christ in me Christ in me is that life force within me that is the way, the truth. It is all that I need wherever I am to overcome and to be. God bless you.
All the way, I'm going all the way.
All the way, I'm going all the way.
All the way, I'm going all the way. I'm going all the way with the Lord. All the way, I'm going all the way. All the way, I'm going all the way. All the way, I'm going all the way. I'm going all the way with the Lord. I've made my decision. I'm going all the way. I've made my choice. I'm going all the way. I've made my decision. I'm going all the way. I'm going all the way with the Lord. No turning back. I'm going all the way. No turning back. I'm going all the way. No turning back. I'm going all the way. I'm going all the way with the Lord. I'm going all the way with the Lord. I'm going all the way with the Lord.
I know a place. Ain't nobody crying. Ain't nobody worried. All I see is smiling faces. Right, ladies?
Lying to the races.
I'm saying, won't you take me there?
I'll take you there.
Come on, won't you take me there?
I'll take you there.
I'm asking you, just take me there.
I'll take you there.
Come on, won't you take me there?
I'll take you there.
I know a place. Ain't nobody crying. Ain't nobody worried. All I see is smiling faces. Ladies,
Lying to the races.
I'm asking you to take me there.
I'll take you there.
Come on, won't you take me there?
I'll take you there.
Softly, won't you take me there?
I'll take you there.
Just take me there.
I'll take you there.
Come on, won't you take me there?
I'll take you there.